Okay, I came out with a comparison on how the Vanuatu Citizenship by Investment program has done over the years. And one reason I'm bringing this out with Vanuatu, it is probably the cheapest of the fast track programs in the world right now. And when I say cheap, we're looking at dollars only. As far as visa-free travel goes, it does not have the visa-free travel that you're going to get with the fast track programs in the Caribbean. That's the big difference. You don't have visa-free the Schengen countries. And now that the EU has actually stated that they made this permanent. So if you're thinking that they're going to maybe give in later and get those visa-free countries back that represent the Schengen countries, the EU's made it pretty clear that they made this permanent. So that's the problem with that. You know, they let people come through that were clearly on Interpol that got approved for citizenship, and this is what happens. So this is something that you need to take in consideration. But if you're looking strictly at the figures on the amount that it's going to cost you for the passport, versus the other fast track programs, because it is almost about half off what you're going to pay, and they don't really care what happens with as far as they've lost the visa-free countries to the Schengen area, so they really don't care about raising the price up to try to compete like the other ones have done, because the other ones in the fast track program in the Caribbean, they were forced to do it with the EU. If they didn't do it, they would lose the visa-free countries to the Schengen areas too. So this is what's happened here. All right, now let me just do a comparison with this with a residency by investment program. If you're looking for something that maybe doesn't have many visa-free countries to travel to, but you're just looking strictly at cost. Okay, now the DR. I would strongly urge you not to go to the DR. Just so many reasons. I got so many videos on the DR, Dominican Republic. I would avoid it like the plague, okay? But the Dominican Republic, just to give you an example, you can go to about 75 countries visa-free or visa-free on arrival with that passport. And you don't have visa-free the Schengen countries, just like with Vanuatu. But Vanuatu, you're looking at around 93 countries visa-free or visa-free on arrival. So you're looking around 18 countries more that you can travel with a Vanuatu passport. But the key thing is you're going to have to make multiple trips to the DR to get that done. And they say 2 years to get the passport. You're not going to get it 2 years. You're looking at 3 to 6 years at least to get the passport. You're also going to have to pass the Spanish test. You won't have to do that with Vanuatu. That's it. I'm going to tell you something. I don't know what your time's worth, but to me, I would rather pay a lump sum that's not a whole lot than go and take a chance on getting a passport in Dominican Republic. It's going to take you years to get it. You're going to have to pass the Spanish test, and then you still might not get it for some reason, okay? These countries that are real corrupt have a tendency not to get anything done, okay? And my advice is if I had a choice between the two, I would pick Vanuatu over Dominican Republic by a long shot, okay? Now, if I had a choice between picking Vanuatu or the fast track programs in the Caribbean, I would rather pick the fast track programs in the Caribbean. They are higher, but what's it worth your time having to get visas every time you go to Europe? To me, that's not worth it. But anyway, I'm going to give you some quick figures on Vanuatu. The Vanuatu Citizenship by Investment receipts as a percent of government revenue, it was as high as or as low as 8% in 2017, and it's been as high as 45% of the citizenship by investment receipts as far as percent of government income, and that was in the year 2020. So it peaked out right about when COVID hit, and it's gradually been coming down, and that's going back up. So now it's around 22%. Okay, now one reason it dropped so much, it dropped a lot. It went down to 14% in the 2024, the first quarter. And the reason is they've had a gradual decline since they lost the visa free to the Schengen countries. Also, folks, if you can do us a big favor, we don't monetize this channel. Do us a real big favor if you'll put your thumbs up if you like the video, and also don't forget to hit the subscribe button on the right of your screen right here. You'll get new videos automatically as they come out. And I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, put it below, and also pass these videos around to your friends. It helps us a lot in the algorithm of our channel. It makes our channel grow a lot more, and it's free. It doesn't cost you a dime to do that. And also go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, if you want to legally get around high income taxes or how to get a second passport as quick as 4 to 8 months. All right, now, Vanuatu's Citizenship by Investment program generated around $28 million in revenue during the first half of 2024. Now, current trajectories suggest the program will reach approximately $60 million in annual revenue. This is for 2024, falling slightly below 2023, $68 million. Now, what happened, just to tell you something about the number of, or the amount of money, this program, started in 2016 and generated around 24 million, and then it gradually started going all the way up to 2020, and it was 122 million, and that was where it peaked, and then it just started dropping gradually to now in 2024, it's right at just under 28 million. But this is what happens when a country loses its visa-free status. People just stop going in it. And this is why all these fast-track programs in the Caribbean threw the towel in. People, all these comments and stuff. Why are they giving in the EU? Well, the reason they gave in, they don't want to lose all these visa-free countries. The public in St. Kitts would go nuts if they lost that visa-free travel. And that guy would probably get voted out of office. So that's why they did it. And Vanuatu doesn't really care because they've already lost, and they're not going to get them back, evidently. So if you're happy with that, but I'm going to tell you something, it can be more expensive because if you get this passport, okay, and you make this your only passport, you're going to be getting visas in a lot of places. And if you get a really good passport, like St. Kitts, for instance, then you might think, well, why did you go with Vanuatu? Because a lot of the countries you can get in Vanuatu, you can get with St. Kitts already. And all you're doing is you're paying 2 times for a passport, maybe that's not really going to give you that much extra, pizzazz on top of the St. Kitts passport. But if you just don't have the money and you want to get a second passport and you want to go to a place that has the cost is not that much and you're looking at no income tax, then you might want to look at Vanuatu. We do this program. So, if you want to do it, we can help you with that. Now, in March 2022, the EU Commission temporarily suspended Vanuatu's visa-away privileges, citing risk posed by Vanuatu's investment citizenship schemes. Now, while the program's revenue decreased following this decision, it established a new operational baseline. And like I said, one reason they lost it was all these people were showing up on, they were bringing them in and approving them, and they were showing up on Interpol. You wonder how in the world they let those people through. I can't figure that out. But anyway, the European Parliament recently voted to make this suspension permanent. The program's contribution to government revenue averaged around 18% in the first half of 2024, split between 14% in quarter 1 and 22% in quarter 2. These figures show a slight drop from 2023's 21.75%. Now, they basically have adapted to this, but the market dynamics may shift, though, as Nauru's new Citizenship by Investment program enters the fray, potentially creating direct competition for Vanuatu in the Pacific region in 2025. They're both pretty much in the same area, fairly close to Australia in that area there. Folks, if you want to know more on this, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com. If you want to legally get around high income taxes or how to get a second passport as quick as 4 to 8 months. And again, don't forget to hit the subscribe button on the right of your screen right here. You'll get new videos as they come out. And I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, put it below, and I'll look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.